Well, this one didn't come true. But how about my other goals and wishes of 2022? Did they come true? Let's find out. Hello lovely people and welcome to my annual goals and wishes video. The first video that I like to do when we come back into the new year, just to kind of reset ourselves, think back over the year that has been, look and take stock of what's gone on, and also look ahead to the year that we're going to have together to maybe set ourselves some challenges. Yeah, I'm not big on kind of, I don't know, setting yourself resolutions. I think there should be some kind of like, we need more kindness to ourselves rather than attempting to beat ourselves up that we've got to put down hard and fast things and then if we don't meet them we've somehow failed. I think it's nice just to have things we'd quite like to happen and, you know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Except for the Diet Coke thing, obviously. Bitter. Now, if you've been playing along with me for a couple of years, you will have left in the comments of last year's video your own goals and wishes for 2022. So I've left the link to that video in the description down below. You can click through, find your comment, see what you hoped for. Did it come true? And then come back here and let me know whether it did or it didn't. And if you're new, you can put down your own goals and wishes for this year ahead. What do you hope is going to happen? I also use this video to give you just a little heads up on some of the things that are going to be happening on this channel in the year ahead. Something very soon is about to happen. Very, very, very soon. I think as you watch this, I may be at an airport. So that's fun. But we're going to begin with looking back on last year's video and seeing whether my goals and wishes came true. Number 1, leave the country. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is probably high up there on a number of people's lists. So my priority number 1 of my goals and wishes video of 2022 was to leave the country. During the pandemic, I developed some agoraphobia, which meant that I struggled to leave my house without Claudia, well, mainly just without Claudia. And yes, throughout 2022, widening our circle, especially through having Rupert and just needing to go places with him as he became less of a baby and more of a toddler who moves a lot and needs to be stimulated all the time. It became something that we just had to do. You just have to go places with him and you have to do it because like, you're his mom, okay, and Claudia's has to do that over there, and she's just gonna drop you and Rupert off, and so you're the one that has to take him into the place to go and see the GP, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it, it'll be me, let's go. I became a lot braver, and part of that was through travel. It definitely helped to widen my little bubble, my little circle further out. We had a lot of fun going to a variety of places. The first place we went in 2022 was an apart hotel, which is like a hotel apartment within it, which the video you can see, which made me feel really safe and secure because we had our own little area and it wasn't as if we were in a big hotel where we had to be, you know, we just had the one room. Instead, there was kind of space to breathe and it felt more like ours, and we had our own kitchen and we could like feed the baby and just chill a bit, and that felt really nice. We also had some lovely trips to the Lake District and just, yeah, I think having Rupert, being able to push his buggy around out in public, having the kind of security of that. It's also like a little Zimmer frame. 10 out of 10. No one tells you this when you have walking difficulties and you're about to have a baby, but oh my goodness, a pushchair. It's a Zimmer frame that you feel really happy pushing around everywhere. It's wonderful. Also highly recommend the Cybex e-Priam, which is their electric buggy. It's amazing. It's basically an electric bicycle. What an electric bicycle is, but for pushchairs. Genius. It has a little motorized battery in it, so when you are pushing up the hill, it's just so much easier. You don't have to put your full force into pushing quite a heavy buggy up a hill. And when you're going down the hill, this is the bit that I found the most helpful for me, is you don't have to hold on all of the weight because it puts brakes on for you. It's very intelligent. it knows what to do. Also, if you accidentally let go of the buggy, it will go for a little bit and then stop, because it's like, you appear to have let go of me. Don't worry, I've got your baby for you. Silly, silly parent. Number 2, write a book. Goodness. Those of you who may have watched this in previous years are like, sounds familiar. Number 2, the book. So yes, Rupert, still absolutely obsessed with books. Yeah. He's actually even learnt now that if he's finished eating whilst we're still at the table, he can either sit with us and continue talking, or he gets down and goes to his own little table that's next to ours and gets a book from his little box and sits with it there, like reads his book. His favourite books have now moved on to the Alfie series, if you've ever read any of those. They're by Shirley Hughes and they are so cute, very adorable. But as for my own book, yes, still happening, still a thing, still going to get there. Slow process. So I'd like to be doing that again with him. But in winter it's obviously a little bit harder for me because it's quite cold, and if it's wet that can be quite painful. And then number 3 was actually a kind of parenting goals, but it was more about going for a morning walk with Rupert and Claudia, because at that time we were still doing that and Rupert was having his morning nap every single day in the buggy, which, boy, is he past that. Very much so. He has 1 nap a day now, which is generally in his bedroom in the afternoon, because he's a big boy. He's much older. It's really bizarre actually to think back on the huge difference between last Christmas when he was 6 months old and this Christmas at 18 months, and think that was a third of his life. Now twice as much time has passed as came before. He's radically different, so radically different. Like, he chats away and he can run and kick a ball. And you're like, wait, who are you? You're very, very different to the child we had last Christmas. That was definitely a baby. Like, you are a toddler. And so the parenting goal there was really about spending a lot more time with them, but also about getting out in the fresh air and going for walks with them as much as possible. And so I do now try and go on walks with the 2 of them as much as possible, and whenever Rupert wants to. But instead of doing the morning walk together, we've now kind of tried to split our parenting time with Rupert, because up until very recently we were doing absolutely everything with him together still, and then we realised that was probably not an effective use of our time. And especially in the mornings, I love being the one who gets to do his morning routine, because I really like coming into him in the mornings with his little bottle and waking him up and just being like, hello darling. Oh, there's nothing better than his little face in the morning. He's one of those children though who really sleeps. Like, we don't get woken by him in the morning, he wakes us up. And when we're supposed to take him to nursery, if we have to wake him, otherwise we will just be really late. He'll probably sleep till 9 if you let him. We're definitely going to blame that on why we're late. I have another parenting goal, which is that I really want to take Rupert to ballet class, but I haven't had the energy. It's always on a Monday. Adding on to this, I did say I was going to take him to a ballet class, and I did attempt to sign him up to a ballet class. I do still think he would be perfect for ballet. He likes to dance anyway, but he's sort of thing where he goes, I spin, and then he twirls. It's adorable. Who did you pick this up from? This is very, very strange. I think he must have seen a music box with like one of those ballet dancers that spins. Unfortunately, none of the ballet classes in our area for the under 2s were running. Sad times. They got cancelled, so I have to wait until he is 2. But in the meantime, I haven't taken him to gymnastics. So that's a thing we do together now. And number 4, while we're on the subject of babies and also travel, I would like to fly to Valencia to visit Clara and Evelina and see their baby when it comes in May. In October, we had plans to go out to Valencia for a whole week. We were going to go for a YouTube summit and to go and see Clara and Evelina and little baby Atlas. Gonna be amazing. And then what happened? Got that freaking lung virus, lung infection, stupid thing. I managed stick around for 2.5 months. And that week was probably my worst week, actually, turns out. It was brilliant. Claudia had to like phone the non-emergency ambulance line a couple of times. Like, why did I even get that? I think it just was a regular nursery bug that Rupert came back from nursery with, but my immune system was like... He and Claude were ill for like 2-3 days. My lungs were like, oh God, giving up the ghost. And decided to fill up with fluid and go and get x-rays and CT scans, and they're like, oh yes, look, it's disgusting. It's like, yes, I know it's disgusting. I can feel it. Do you want me to, can't you hear it when I cough disgustingly? Interesting thing, I often get sad about my illnesses looking back on them more than I do when I'm actually in them. I think because when you're in an ill space, you're a bit like, well, right now I have too much going on to be sad about this, dealing with this, doing anything about this right now. I'm just going to watch every single Marvel TV show there is and worry about this later. And very, very sad that I missed out on going to Valencia. We are planning to go in Easter of this year. I'm actually getting really emotional now. It's just very hard having someone that you love a lot be far away. Number 5, I would like to work with Diet Coke. Is this a goal for this year? Is this a goal for my life? And number 5, I would like to work with Diet Coke. She said last year. Feel completely rejected. I'm right here. They know where I am, right?
I told you, become a hater and they'll hire you.
All right, Josie's plan is that I should become a Diet Coke hater and openly be rude about Diet Coke, and then they will hire me to change my mind.
Yes.
I feel like, Josie, there may be too much recorded evidence to the contrary for them to believe this plan. Tell them I prefer Pepsi.
You start talking about Pepsi all the time and they'll hire you. Oh my God, this is a great plan.
No one believes that. No one likes Pepsi. Sorry. Some people do like Pepsi. I'm so sorry. To be fair, Pepsi Max Ginger is good when you have bad nausea. Also, I totally would have worked on your attached caps campaign, Coke. God. 2022 is the year of a million? I don't know. My number 6 goal was hit 1 million subscribers. That didn't happen, but we are close. So that will be updated and a new goal for 2023. And now we come to goals for 2023. So it is no longer number 6, but now number 1. Hello, hi, and welcome to my new goals. So there you go, that's my first goal of 2023. Let's see if we can make that happen, who knows? This year I'll be releasing 1 long form video every week and 2 short form shorts. And that will be throughout the year except for next week when there won't be any videos due to the aforementioned, drum roll please, ta-da! Number 2, we're going to Malaysia. Yeah, no, I made it number 2 of the goals and wishes. Because it was just a big thing for us last year. Something that Claudia has been really struggling with since we had Rupert. And I've been struggling with this in my own way, and I think everyone who has a child sort of has this, is feeling a sense of connection to your own childhood and where you come from, wanting to pass things on to your child, feeling a sense of like, who am I, identity, looking back your life, looking at the life you want to give your child. And I think it's especially hard for Claudia because she's half Malaysian, but we live in England, and the Malaysian half of her is her mother, who isn't with us anymore. And then it's really difficult to then try and have things where she's like, well, when everyone's ill in the family, the best thing to have is this soup that my mother always made. But I don't know the best way to make it. And I know she tries to look for the recipe, sometimes it can get lost in translation. So she really wanted to be able to get back to Malaysia and reconnect with that part of herself, and also show Rupert like that really important part of his heritage and who he is. One day in, I think, November, when I still have my lung infection, I was just like, you know what, let's just go in January. Let's just do it. We'll just go for a whole month in January, because it is really cold and dark and you get really sad. So after this video, the next 4 videos are actually going to be vlogs. I know that with Christmas there weren't like a lot of vlogs, which you'd normally expect from Vlogmas, but that was partly because there are going to be these 4 vlogs coming up. There are also going to be like extra stuff sprinkled all around. If you want to get yourself prepared, see what it might be like, you can look at our previous trip to Malaysia, which I'm going to link in the card above and in the description down below. Click on that. We made quite a few videos while we were out there, and you can kind of see what it's like. I mean, that was now 5 years ago, so my goodness, it's going to be very different. Who knows how that's going to go? We'll report back. My goodness. The next ones I'm going to be pretty quick with. Number 3 for 2023. Claudia masters sign language. A big goal. A big goal, we're all aware. Okay, maybe masters isn't quite the word. So we've got to the point now where Rupert speaks in sort of about 5 to 6 word sentences, but he also signs to a similar degree. And I cannot always understand his speech. So sometimes Claudia has to tell me what it is that he's vocalizing. And Claudia does not often understand his signing, so I have to interpret that for her. So I think it would be good if we could get to a point where she could understand the signs that he is attempting to do. Because much like when a baby is attempting a word vocally, you know, like banana, and they say nana, the signs that he attempts aren't always perfect. So instead of cake, he might do a cake over here. And for Claudia, that can be confusing because to her mind, she doesn't know the sign well enough to be able to understand it in a different placement. For her to have a good enough knowledge of the words that are at a level Rupert might want to use. Number 4, find a hot beverage I like other than lemsip and squash. I need when people are like, hi, do you want some tea? I can't just be like, do you have a Diet Coke? 5, eventually move Rupert into his own bedroom. Rupert's still in his nursery. He moved into when he was 7 months old, but was kind of his bedroom, not that he slept in it, from birth, and was set up for him to be a little baby in it. So it's not perfectly set up for the independence of a toddler, and it can be a little difficult when he wants to do things like dress himself independently, which is what he's really ready for now at this point. And we want to get him a wardrobe that he is able to use and make sure that everything is just set up for him to be able to best be his independent little self. But we also don't want to change the baby room too much, because then we won't have a baby room. And we would like to use the baby room for another little person. So we're going to move him to his own little space. And we shall do that, and you know, we'll make a lovely little video about the transition process. So thank you so much for watching my look back at 2022, my goals and wishes for 2023. I'm excited to know what some of your dreams are for the year ahead. Let me know in the comments down below, and also if any of yours came true from last year, if any of the things that you hoped for and were wishing for and working towards happened to materialize. I very much look forward to watching this video with you next year. See you very soon from Malaysia. See you soon.